The hidden God. Where do you hide when you're everywhere? It was one of those brutal winter mornings for this West Coast kid in Brooklyn. Not so much for stormy weather as for the struggle to sleep in a dormitory where the Israeli contingent had deemed that night party night. A small group of us had cut a deal with Rabbi Yoel Kahn, teacher supreme of Hasidic Chabad, to provide us a class 3 times a week at 7 a.m. There were conditions. One of us had to turn up at his home at 6:30 to wake him, drive him to our semi-authorized but not really room outside the yeshiva, and brew him a strong coffee. Despite the vertigo and aching head, I wouldn't miss that class for the world. Reb Yoel, as all his students still call him, may he live long and healthy years, recognized the torpor of that sleepless night on our faces. I don't recall the passage we were studying, somewhere in the writings of Rabbi Shalom Dober, from the year 5672, which equals to 1911 or 1912. Deep stuff. Kind of too deep for a morning like this. But in the middle of some obscure passage, he leaped mischievously into a question so ridiculously simple all of us were now bouncing off the edge of our chairs, so absurdly obvious none of us could find an answer. Reb Yoel wanted to know why we couldn't see God. "He's invisible," came the first response. That was certainly of no help. Yes, the class was in Yiddish, but Reb Yoel had the words for tautology nonetheless. God is spiritual, someone innocently suggested, and we are physical. Boy, was that a mistake. Reb Yoel thundered back. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. God created both the physical and the spiritual, he explained. He himself is neither. So we tried this. Well, if we can't see spiritual things like emotions, ideas, angels, and higher worlds, how can we expect to see that which is beyond even the spiritual? Now we were getting somewhere, straight into the trap he had laid for us. "Why can't you see spiritual things?" he demanded. "There are entire worlds that are spiritual. Where are they hidden?" "They're not hidden," someone responded. "They're right here, just that we can't see them." Now Reb Yoel began to move objects around on the table at which we all were seated. "This here," he pointed to a cassette tape recorder beneath the cover of a book, "is hidden. Why? Because it is not within my field of vision. My vision and this object are in 2 different places. Therefore, I cannot see it." Well, we thought it was hidden. Reb Yoel at the time never approved of us recording his classes. Now, what about radio waves? Are they hidden? Are they in the same place as we are? "Yes, they are," I answered, eager to display my technological expertise. "This room and everywhere around us is full of them, broadcasting every station in New York City." "Then why can't you see them?" Because I strained, grasping for some way to describe frequency spectrums in Yiddish. "Radio waves, they are not within the same space as your vision." Okay, same difference, I figured. "So, as far as your eyes are concerned, radio waves are not here. And the same with emotions and ideas and angels and higher worlds. They are not here. They are not within the same world as your physical eyes, so you can't see them." This was starting to make sense, but I wasn't prepared for the bomb that came next. "So, why can't you see God?" he clamored. "Isn't God everywhere?" The class exploded into more futile regurgitations of our earlier attempts, and yet more feeble forms. "But God is formless. How can you see something that is formless?" Useless answer. He's here now nonetheless, here in our world of form. God is not something you see. Seeing and God are way apart. More useless. God is everywhere. He's in the heavens and he's here on earth. He's in ideas. He's in emotions. He's in the palpable, visceral world of the senses. He's in the cool earth of the ground you clump in your hand and squeeze out before your fingers. He's in the ethereal world of the philosopher, and he's in pragmatic world of the trucker speeding down Interstate 86. He's in the putrid world of the worker digging out the city sewers down the street, and he's in the aroma of the garlic our cook now sprinkling on the chickens for tonight's dinner. None of this could exist if he were not there. He's everywhere. He's everything. So he's certainly in our field of vision. Why can't you see him? We had visibly given up, but the tensions of the lecture was like static electricity waiting for a lightning bolt. The spiritual worlds, Reb Yoel continued, the world of formation, the world of creation, realms of angels and souls, they are not in another place that you could travel to. Yet neither are they here. You and they are in different spaces, even more than radio waves. But the world of godliness, that is here, now. Then the answer. As simple as was the question, so the answer. Far too simple for sophisticated students as ourselves. Reb Yoel leaned forward. The only reason you cannot see God, he whispered, is because he doesn't want you to. This is why we call him the hidden God. Achin ata kil mistater. Truly, you are the hiding God, because he is the only one who is truly hidden. Everything else is not truly hidden. It's simply not here. But he is hidden even when he is here. He is present in his absence, absent in his presence. God, you see, is not a something, not a presence. God just is. The rest passed over my head, and cassette recording turned out futile as well. In that class, Reb Yoel provided us a key to unlock so many passages in the teachings of Chabad. Years later, I found another expert to ask the same question. My 3-year-old daughter. I asked her why we couldn't see God. Her eyes opened wide as she whispered, "He's hiding." Only then did I feel as stupid as I should have felt back there with Reb Yoel. I guess when it comes to God, we're all better off thinking like a 3-year-old.